everybody and welcome to another video. It is the 30th of December, tomorrow is the 31st, last day of the year, and I thought, why don't I just make something new to end this year. This video is very last minute. I wasn't planning on doing it, but you know, you gotta go with the flow. We're making these guys here, and then we're making something to match it up top. I have very limited fabric. I have this really nice golden kind of fabric from a charity shop, very affordable, and chances are I might look like one of my balls from the tree, or I might look like something fashionable. We do not know, but we're gonna have a go. So I started out by laying down my 4-pound charity shop fabric, all nice and flat. At this point, my mission was to use as little fabric as possible to ensure that I had some fabric left for my top. My vision was to make a matching set, so I knew I had to be smart about this. Once I calculated which method would yield the least amount of fabric usage, it was time for me to pin the patterns to the fabric and cut the fabric. Now, I know I work with tiny scissors, so please don't judge me. One day I will buy grown-up scissors, but in the meantime, this will have to do because your lady's on a budget. So now that all of these have been cut and then clipped, it is time to get on with sewing. Oh wow, it's a lot ahead of me. I don't even have a pattern in mind for my top. I mean, I have a pattern in mind, but I'm not sure I'm gonna go for that. This is so unplanned, but it is fun. It's a wild ride. Once I pulled myself together, it was time to work on the darts, which somehow I found very intimidating. So I took my time and made sure they were all the same length and thickness. Both the front and back panels had 2 darts, and in the end I had to, take it slowly, but I was happy with the results. That took 2 hours of my life cutting and putting in some darts, but we're moving on, and it's getting dark outside, so I do apologize about the quality of this video. Less talking, more sewing. Okay, so now that the darts are done, we're moving on to the pockets. For the pockets, the pattern requires interfacing, but I didn't have that, so I just used my fabric as interfacing, which worked really well. This was my second time sewing pockets, and thankfully this step was pretty straightforward, which is great because I love me some pockets. It was a simple case of matching the notches, pinning, stitching, good old pressing, and my favorite part, some understitching action. You know what, a few months ago, if you told me you have to understitch some pockets, I would have had to Google it, YouTube it, and figure out what understitching is. But because I had to practice with the Sicily slip and I learned understitching, I was able to just get on with it. So encouragement of the day, keep going, keep learning, because one day you'll be able to just not have to YouTube everything and Google everything, and that is a win. Once the understitching was done, I trimmed the seams and made sure to press down the pocket, as I was after a very precise and neat finish. Nice and neat. I then moved on to the yoke, or as I call it, the better half of the pocket, which is again pretty straightforward. Okay, so the front of the trousers are done. Here's what they look like. I have also just finished the raw edges of the pocket and of the crotch, and now I have a family Zoom to attend. So I'm gonna carry on after the family Zoom. Woo! With another successful family Zoom under my belt, it was time to sew a small crotch seam, followed by sewing the edge of the fly, which was fun, easy, and quite satisfying, if I may say so myself. We are at the zipper stage of the process, and I am nervous. I don't know why, I've just always run away from zippers. I find them very intimidating, so wish me luck. The first thing I needed to do was select a color for the zipper, so I went for the muted beige, which is pretty much the same color as 2020. Okay, zipper time. Pretty straightforward stuff, right? Well, not for me. And this is why I don't sew late at night. This was supposed to go face down, but I put it face up, and I'll just have to unstitch everything and start from scratch. So, Happy New Year! By this point, I knew that the zipper was going to give me some trouble, so I got comfortable with the thought that I was spending my night seam ripping. Okay, on to the second attempt. If I were to be in an interview and they would be like, what's your weakness? I would be like, sewing zippers is my weakness. What is this? Like, it is so incredibly wonky. I ended up catching the flap onto the zipper. I mean, it's just a disgrace to the sewing community, and I apologize. Zippers just like are not my thing, obviously. After that fail, I abandoned the zipper for a moment and worked on the underlap of the zipper because yeah, lady needed a win. And then, as if by magic, the third attempt was successful, and for that I was grateful. We have a zipper, we have some top stitching, and it is now time to attach the front, guys, to the back, guys. And I'm so excited because it means I'm almost done. Yay! Having the legs right sides facing, the first thing to do was to work on the inside seams, which I first pinned, then stitched, and then pressed. Then it was time for the crotch to be closed up. Now, I know there's a more professional way of saying crotch, but I really like the word crotch, so I'm sticking with that. Crotch, 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 crotch! Okay, we have a pair of trousers. I just put them on and they feel a little big. So I'm gonna take them at the sides because I want them, you know, to fit nicely. This is what they look like. So, all in all, good days of work and good to sleep, baby. At this point, I thought I would do a dramatic end of the day shot by turning off the Christmas lights, thinking the shot would go all dark and mysterious, but lo and behold, this is 2020 when most things don't go to plan. The next day, I focused on adding the finishing touches to the trousers. I first shortened the hem by 3.5 inches and then trimmed the side seams in order to make the trousers tighter. I was watching Bridgerton on Netflix whilst doing this, and I must say, so far, I really like that show. Here's me taking the trousers in. I initially went with size 12, but I think next time I'm going to go with size 10. I then moved on to the waistband, which was very satisfying to sew. First, I had to pin the waistband to the trousers, then stitch at 1/2 inch. Then it was time to press the waistband and then close it up at the edges, making sure it aligns really neatly to the flyer. Okay, now that the trousers are done, I'm gonna quickly make a really nice crop top, and I've kind of self-drafted this V-neck crop top, and it's kind of baggy. It has some darts around the boobie area, and I'm just gonna keep it really nice and simple. I might add like a bit of a ruffle to make it a bit of a peplum top, but I'm gonna try and do this as quickly as possible because I've spent far too much time on this project, and yeah, I just want to enjoy my last day of 2020. I cut up 2 back panels and 2 front panels so that one pair could serve as facing. So I'm just gonna measure the width of this top to figure out how much fabric I need for the ruffle. Okay, so this is my last scrap of fabric, and it is wide enough for me to make a ruffle. This is so unlike 2020. Maybe it's a sign of 2021. Come on, somebody. But I'm happy I've got enough fabric for my ruffle. After that joyous moment, it was time to add some darts to the top so it would fit around my bust very nicely. Then I attached the front to the back and sewed the shoulders and the sides. So I know like I sound professional when I say I've drafted my own pattern, but let me tell you, I'm not professional because the front, look at this, the front is so much longer than the back, so I'm gonna have to amend that. Okay, so I'm laying this wrong side out, and then with the right side I'm just gonna tuck it in. I wanted to make a very sharp v-neck, so I traced out the lines where I would later sew, and I think that helped a lot. The cut here ensures that the v-neck will be sharp, and I also made sure to clip all around the neck. And here's how it looks once it's flipped around. The last steps were to finish the armholes and add the ruffle. Praise the Lord! Okay, so I've managed to do the underarms and pressed everything really nice and neat, so that's what it looks like. And now I just have to go and attach the ruffle to the top, and then I'll have a nice cute outfit for New Year's Eve, and I'm gonna have a good night with my husband, enjoying life. And I'm gonna film this and photograph this tomorrow, so see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please feel free to comment and subscribe. Highly recommend the pattern for the trousers. Very, very good. And I really like my top. So what do you guys think? Please let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just want to wish you a very, very, very happy new year, and I hope this year treats us all better than 2020 did. See you guys. Bye! Is it just me, or does anyone else lose their scissors and their seam rippers all the time? I wish I was in like a mall and be like, or like in an airport, which they're like, can the scissors please come to check out number 1, please?